Hi, Andrew Parkinson here, Editor-in-Chief of Cruising World, and we're sitting in front of a very special boat here at the Annapolis Boat Show. This is the Beneteau Oceanis 37.1. I got to see this boat in Canada, her world premiere. They just had the U.S. premiere a couple of days ago with a christening ceremony, and it was pretty special. And this is a special boat, and I'm sitting with a special dude here from Beneteau as well. This is Clément Magot. He is the sales manager for Sail in North America and South America.
That's
Clément,
correct.
thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you very much.
Let's talk about this thing behind us here. It's a Boat of the Year nominee, and I understand that she's a pretty strong contender. So let's start. Why don't you just walk me through some of the special characteristics of this boat, general overview that sets this model apart.
Thank you, Andrew. We are with Beneteau very excited about this boat. As you mentioned, a very nice contender for the Boat of the Year. We came with this. This boat is joining the other boats from the 7th generation of Beneteau's with all the key features that we know from the other models. We want the boat to be a real cruiser boat that offer very nice volumes, interior volumes. Very oriented, as you can see, towards the water. We want to see the water from everywhere we are in the boat, either on the cockpit, on the master cabin, or even the VIP cabin. What makes this boat very, very special, number one, is that it finds its place perfectly between our 34.1 and our 40.1. It's a boat that allows sailors to be single-ended or dual-ended very easily. We have this large cockpit here that gives tons of room. People are very surprised, as far as we heard so far, about how big is the boat for a 37. Right. We don't feel you are on the 37 foot, but more like the feeling of a 40-foot boat. And
let's talk about that for a minute. So when we talk about that, we're talking about the design, the concept behind it, drawing the boat. So how did you get those big spaces to come into play?
So what has been the big difference is working with Marc Lombard, the designer of the boat. It's working on the shape of the hull. We have this very tulip-shaped hull that allows us not only to give more room for the master cabin and the salon area, but also that gives this very nice line to sail the boat, sitting on a rail, kind of a rail, you know what I mean? Like the boat finds its perfect spot and becomes very comfortable. You can literally sail the boat with no autopilot for 10 minutes without touching the wheel. The boat knows exactly, and that's because not only we work on the hull and the shape of the hull with the tulip shape once again, but the interior, the volume, the way we have been rethinking the interior design makes it very apart today, and people are really enjoying touring this boat here.
Yeah, I can tell by the lines yesterday to see the boat.
That was pretty impressive. We had to do traffic control on the boat.
I saw that. Yeah, and good for you.
Yeah.
So when we talk about interior, exterior characteristics of the boat, one thing that really jumps out is this thing behind us, this giant cockpit, and I see the two helm pod stations on either side, which is kind of impressive for a boat under 40 feet.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that aspect and just the massive cockpit, the open flow, and then some of the interior design characteristics.
Yeah, so here, as you said, the two helms, and so we integrated consoles as well with all your electronics. The idea is really to give the benefits of a 40-footer, and we realized that we had the room to offer the same as a 40-footer in a 37.1. The hull is a real 36.5 feet long, so it's a real 37-foot boat. As you can see, the beam of the boat is pretty wide as well. We are over 12 feet beam that allows you to sit 6 people side by side with the swim platform open. You can be like enjoying having a drink all together, and that's pretty unique for this size as well. The cockpit, we have been really working on gathering. The gathering spirit of the boat. It's like really sitting 6 to 8 people in the cockpit area.
Yeah.
That's what makes big difference, I would say, for this model.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the interior design. If you go to the guest cabin, we have a king size bed in this room. That's pretty. That's we are still talking about the 37.1. You have separated shower. I was talking with people yesterday that are 6'2", 6'3", and they were still having in the shower a couple inches of clearance.
Yeah.
That's what makes the real difference on this boat.
That's remarkable for a 37-foot boat.
Absolutely.
And so we're talking about the forward stateroom, right?
Yes.
The main cabin.
Yes.
What are some of the layout options available for this?
So the layouts available, we learned a lot from the previous model, the 38.1. So we have been really able to select and offer a couple layouts. You have the 2 cabin, 1 head with a workshop, very accessible from the cockpit or from the head, with a very wide door that allows you to really transfer some heavy stuff to the workshop pretty easily. 2 cabin, 1 head, 3 cabin, 1 head, and we also offer 3 cabin, 2 heads on this boat, quite unique as well on the 37.1, with like the master head and the guest head. It's really pretty amazing to think about the size, once again, the size of the boat and see what we are able to do regarding the interior layout. It's very, very, it's a real nice Beneteau work that we have done here for sure.
Yeah, and we're spending a lot of time talking about the social spaces and the convivial living areas, and that's great. But we also know that Beneteau boats are built to sail. They're built to perform out there and take care of their guests. So let's talk a little bit about the safety features of this boat and perhaps some of the advancements in technology that allowed you to build a hull durable for things like taking it offshore and having some fun out there.
Yeah. So one of the key features, I mean, I'm a dad, I want to make sure that everybody stays aboard the boat.
Yep.
The companionway are super, super wide. I mean, if you need to go to the bow, you have tons of room, way more than any other boat for this size, I would say. And compared to our previous generation, we have been working on those safety features. The rail all around the boats are a little slightly higher as well to make sure that, once again, everyone stays aboard.
Sure.
And regarding the technology, safety means technology as well. We have the ship control now on the boat. As for 37 foot, we have the ship control. We made sure that regarding technology, everything is located very close to each other. I mean, all the features are very close to each other, just in a matter of making sure that you don't need to do big moves in a sense. You know what I mean?
Everything's convenient.
Everything is convenient. Everything is extremely handy, and that's pretty remarkable as well for this boat. The designer of the boat really have been thinking a step above, I would say, and be like, let's not make only a 37.1, but let's make the best 37.1 because we heard about what sailors want, and it has been the Beneteau spirit since we started the Oceanis range in 1986. It's really let's listen to what people want and let's try to make what they want. And instead of let's try to make the best boat and we're going to sell a lot of it, that's not the point here. That's and I know that you have been on other of our models. That's really how we focus on those boats.
Yeah, and you build a lot of boats, and we know that you have a lot of customers, and a lot of those customers have specific needs. Owners have needs and desires on board their boat for the way they're going to use it.
Yeah.
How do you handle requests for customizations? What's the capability for those on this boat?
So once again, what is an advantage with Beneteau is that we have our own factories in France. We control 100% of the chain value when we build boats. So we not only we can allow customization of the boat and really do specific work when needed, but we make sure that our boats improve with years. Here with the 7th generation of Oceanis, we have boats that could be 4 or 5 years old now, part of this 7th generation, and we keep improving them all the time. So what is a specific request becomes usually something that standard or becomes an option in the line.
Sure.
And because we have this flexibility with our production plan to improve the process. And that's what makes Beneteau as well pretty unique in a sense.
And speaking of options, one thing that stood out to me at the world premiere in Cannes is that we were talking about this is a cruising boat. However, when you talk about customizations and options, you can also, I think you can get some of the first characteristics on that boat as well, right? More performance-oriented sailors.
So we can make the boat a little bit more sharp in the sense that we have the first line edition, and the one in Cannes was the first line edition.
Right.
That will be definitely a little bit more racing look, but not only the look, but you will have you won't have a furling mast, but you will have a classic mast that will offer more sail, more power. That has been one of a great new feature on this boat that has been very well welcomed in Cannes, is that for the same weight as our previous boat, we offer 5% power, more power with the classic version of the boat, and 12% more sail with the first line edition. So it becomes a boat that could that feel immediately lighter, more fun, very responsive, and as I mentioned previously, that remains very easy to handle. Like, you know what I mean? And you don't need a crew to have fun with this with this kind of boat. And in the meantime, by the end of the day, after a really fun day sailing, you have all the amenities here to have a good time aboard.
Yeah, that's great versatility.
Yeah, exactly.
So in our industry, as you know, here in the Americas and especially Europe, a couple of buzzwords that are being tossed around lately are sustainability, eco-conscious cruising, things like that. I know Beneteau is on the forefront of all of that. So tell us a little bit about your initiatives with more climate-friendly cruising and sustainable cruising.
Yeah, well, thanks for asking, because it's definitely a key word for Beneteau. We have been working for years about sustainability, being eco-friendly, thinking about how we can make boats better for the environment, literally. So in Düsseldorf earlier this year, we introduced the first 44, what we call the E version, with electric engine, with a new resin for the hull that is eco-friendly and you can recycle. We come as well with sustainable sails now with our Elistrom partner. So it's an everyday topic with us, literally. Not only showing what we can do, but now we start to offer the E version of our product on the 30.1 and the 34.1. So we are really starting to offer this kind of green side on our product. And once again, it's a big topic for us, because we want to make sure that it's not features we offer, but we know how to work with this green side of the product.
Right.
You know, it's we can add solar panels if we want, but that's not what's going to make the boat a real sustainable boat.
Right.
We go deeper in the process to make sure that we understand the needs, and we are definitely on the right way of that.
Yeah,
so, absolutely.
And congratulations on that, by the way, too, because it's been talked about 10 years ago, sustainability, eco-friendly cruising, but it was just talk, and now we're starting to see it implemented on the products and in the products. And well on you for doing that.
Yeah, well, we're going to keep going. Definitely, that's a topic that is very, very important for us.
Good. And speaking of keeping going, what does the future of Beneteau look like here in the Americas? What sort of vision do you have for the brand?
To the market here in the US, match what we know how to do. We have a community of sailors growing. We are trying with our first line of product to try to catch the young generation and working with sailing schools to make sure that our sailors for tomorrow are already on the boat today.
It's so important.
It's extremely important. I think it's and as I mentioned to you, we build boats based on what they want, not what we can do and what is profitable or whatsoever. We live for our clients and our sailors, and they are the key for us regarding what they are expecting in the future. So we here with Beneteau in USA, we are very focusing on that. We had great launch this year. The first 44, the Oceanis 30. Both boats have been a very great success. First 44 did the Transpac with amazing results. And on the funny note, boat was crazy. The first 44 during the Transpac was cruising 11 knots with a French crew doing chocolate cakes in the same time. That was just hilarious. But we were all following that, and that's just great to see our boats all around the world now. This first 44 is going to make it to Australia next week. Crossing the Pacific. Stock boat, and that's our reward for the hard work we do with all the team here, is to see how people enjoy boats and how they really see a future with Beneteau.
Yeah, Clément, that's all great stuff, and congratulations on this Beneteau Oceanis 37.1. I know the Boat of the Year judges have been around and doing the judging process, and we're going to take this baby out sailing next week. So
very excited.
Looking forward to it, and again, congratulations on the nomination.
Thank you very much, Andrew. Appreciate it. Thank you.